AI scams, deep fakes, and data leaks are exploding. Parents, teens, retirees, and small businesses are all looking for guidance. This is why Quietly Secure exists, a monthly podcast offering small, bite-sized ideas to help you stay secure or to confirm you are already doing a lot right. In this pilot episode titled, "You Are Not as Unsafe as You Might Think." Hello, and welcome to Quietly Secure. This is a podcast about staying safe online, calmly, clearly, and without panic. If you're listening to this, there's a good chance you've seen the headlines: data breaches, scams, password leaks, AI voice cloning. Every week there's something new to worry about. And a lot of security advice sounds like it's designed to make you anxious. Change everything, lock everything down, assume the worst. This podcast is not about that. It's about understanding risk in a realistic way and making small, sensible decisions that actually help. In this first episode, I want to start with something simple and hopefully reassuring. You're probably not as unsafe as you think. I've spent a long time around security, professionally and personally, and one thing I've noticed over and over again is that people don't lack information. They're drowning in it. One person says you must use a password manager, another says they're dangerous. One article says public Wi-Fi is basically there to trap you, another says it's fine. The result isn't better security, it's confusion, frustration, and eventually giving up. And when people give up, you either do nothing at all, or you live in a constant low-level state of worry. Neither of these are necessary. Most people don't need extreme security. They need calm explanations and reasonable priorities. That's what Quietly Secure is for. Here's a core idea that underpins everything we'll talk about. Security is not about perfection. It never has been. Security is about trade-offs. Think about your front door of your home. You probably have a lock, maybe two, but you don't have a steel door, a retina scanner, and a guard checking IDs every time you come back with your shopping. Not because you're careless, but because that level of security wouldn't make sense for your life. You're balancing risk against convenience, cost and comfort. Digital security works in the same way. There's no setting where you're completely safe. There's only safe enough for your situation. And safe enough matters. Most online threats rely on scale. Attackers are rarely targeting you personally. They're targeting thousands or millions of people at once. They go after easy wins, reused passwords, accounts without basic protections, people who are rushed, tired, or under pressure. That means two important things. You don't need to be perfect, and small improvements can go a long way. For example, if someone gains access to your email account, they often reset passwords for other services. This makes email one of the most important accounts you have. Protecting it will reduce risks everywhere else. That's not fear, that's prioritization. Security isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the right few things. So here's one practical takeaway for this episode. If you do one thing after listening to this, turn on two-factor authentication for your email. Just email. You don't need to secure everything tonight. You don't need to buy anything. You don't need to understand cryptography. Two-factor authentication simply means that even if someone knows your password, they still need a second step to get in. It's not perfect, but it's a very effective improvement. And importantly, it's manageable. One last thing, if you've been scammed before, reused passwords, or ignored security advice because it felt exhausting, that doesn't mean you were careless. It means the advice wasn't designed for real people. This podcast assumes you have a life, a job, family, other things to think about. Security should support that life, not dominate it. In future episodes, we'll talk about passwords and password managers, scams and how they actually work, AI and deepfakes, separating the real risk from hype, phones, smart devices, and everyday privacy. All in plain language, all without panic. Short episodes, one idea at a time. If this episode helped or even just made things feel a little clearer, you might want to follow or subscribe wherever you're listening. And if you know someone who feels overwhelmed by security advice, Quietly Secure is for them too. Thank you for listening. You're probably doing better than you think.